up to me. One more time. It's up to me. Good morning and welcome to Unity of Walnut Creek. And today we're featuring songs from our 3 singer-songwriters who are coming in 2 weeks to the fantastic Posse Palooza concert. That was a song by Sue Riley. She's going to be one of them. We've got more songs coming up from our other 2 artists. So now, please rise and embody your spirit and join us in singing All the Good. 1, 2, 3. I cannot do all the good that the world needs, but the world needs all the good that I can do. I cannot do all the good that the world needs, but the world needs all the good that I can do. I cannot do all the good that the world needs, but the world needs all the good that I can do. I cannot do all the good that the world needs, but the world needs all the good I can do. I cannot do all the good that the world needs, but the world needs all the good I can do. I cannot do all the good that the world needs, but the world needs all the good that I can do. I cannot do all the good that the world needs, but the world needs all the good that I can do. Everybody, I cannot do all the good that the world needs, but the world needs all the good that I can do.
Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Unity of Walnut Creek. We're so glad to have you here with us this morning on this beautiful day, and you'll have plenty of time after service to go out and enjoy it. My name is Linda Stevens, and it's my joy and my honor to be a part of your service this morning. Please join with me and turn to the cameras and tell people at home, good morning. Good morning. We're glad to have you with us today. Come back soon. We really know your presence is here, even though you're not here in physical. Thank you. Now I invite you to turn your cell phones off so we can enjoy this sacred service together. And thank you to Lisa and Juliet for leading us in song. And we're pleased to welcome, it's Zoe. I saw you, Zoe. Okay, you weren't listed here, but I know that you were there. I know it. And welcome to Zoe and Lisa Snorton-Phelps, because they're going to be our, just in case you don't know, that's mother and daughter. Their last name is both Lisa and Zoe Snorton-Phelps, right? They're going to be our special music today, accompanied by Tyler, Brian, Dusty, and Larry. Thank you, guys. Now's the time when we share together to kind of go inside and remember that unity is a positive path for spiritual living. We have a mission at Unity of Walnut Creek, which is, in a loving community, we empower spiritual growth by modeling and teaching universal spiritual principles. We have a statement of faith. I'd like for you to join with me in saying it. So take a deep breath together. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life. the all-loving goodness of God. And take another breath, go a little bit deeper. And once again, there is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, the all-loving goodness of God. Thank you. Now I'd like to invite our ushers to come a little forward as we welcome anyone who is here as a newcomer. So if you're here with us for the first time and you're comfortable in doing so, I invite you to raise your hand now so that our ushers can bring you a packet of information about what Unity is. If you'd rather pick this up after service, you can go to our bookstore. And there's a connection card in the packet. Please fill it out and take it to the bookstore for a gift. Now for everyone else, there's connection cards in the seat pocket in front of you. With this card, you may submit a prayer request or have one of our chaplains pray with you throughout the week. You can also give us feedback on these cards. If you request information, someone from our staff will return your call during the work week. Now it's time to stand up and greet your neighbors. So shake a hand or give a hug and tell your neighbors good morning.
Good morning, everyone. I am also your platform assistant. My name is Zoe, and it's birthday Sunday. So if your birthday is in September, please stand up so we can celebrate you. Our fall class series begins on September 10th. Monday evenings, join Kathleen Sims for Spiritual Partnerships, which is for couples and singles, or join Lisa Nichols for a book study on St. Francis of Assisi. Then Tuesday, discover the art and science of happiness with Garrett Rieg. And on Thursday, find peace and ease in turbulent times with Pam Austin. Join us for World Day of Prayer on Thursday, September 13th. This year's theme is Courage to Heal. After the service, come check out the fun things we have on the patio. You can purchase tickets for the Posi-Palooza concert. Yeah. Sign up to host or facilitate a small group for our fall book study. Find out how Unity is going tropical for our fall fundraiser on October 13th. You can get your tickets and find out about participating. You can also purchase a special edition t-shirt celebrating Unity's 70th anniversary. Yeah, we have a limited quantity. Get yours today. Please take a close look at today's bulletin for details on these and other activities. And now I'd like to invite Reverend Kristin to the lectern.
Hi, everyone. We should all be applauded every time we get up. Try that at home, you know? Yay! Every time somebody walks in. Feels pretty good. So I missed you last week. I hope you enjoyed Paul. And yeah, he's fabulous, isn't he? And we've got so much going on, as you can hear through the zipping that Zoe just did through like a zillion announcements. So there's a lot going on, and I just want you to really make sure that you take your bulletins home, you look at your newsletters, and take it all in, and then go visit the patio today. The book that we're using for the book study is The Wizard of Us by Jean Houston, and that's in the bookstore. We still need hosts and facilitators to get those study groups set up. So if you're interested in hosting or facilitating, we give you all the training you need as a facilitator, and then it's really nice to welcome people into your home and have that small group study experience. And then this coming Sunday, next Sunday, is the celebration for our 70th anniversary. Isn't that awesome? Yeah, 70 years. So we've got a few of our past ministers coming. Reverend David will be here, Reverend Sheila, Marge Britt. We're going to hear and see some of our other ministers who sent in videos. So it's really going to be a festive day. The executive director of the Contra Costa Interfaith Council will be here to celebrate with us, and we're going to tell, you know, stories and have great food and all kinds of celebrations. You know, we know how to celebrate here, right? So please do plan on being here after the second service next week for our 70th, and bring a side dish or a salad to add to the meal that we're providing. Thanks. It's always for effect. One day I'm going to get that right. Susan Monroe, oh, thank you. Wow, I should go away more often. Susan Monroe is one of our prayer chaplains, and she's going to begin our time of meditation with a prayer reading followed by some music. So if you want to remove things from your lap and prepare for this time, we invite you to do so.
This being Labor Day weekend, the theme of this message is sacred work. I honor my sacred work. Artisans turn raw materials into art. Bakers transform flour into bread. Retail clerks use their communication skills to fill other people's needs. When we use our gifts to bless and serve others, we are doing holy work. I honor the sacred work that is mine to do by communing with Spirit before starting my daily routine. I ask for guidance from God prior to facing the tasks ahead. As I use my talents, I benefit in many ways, including connecting with others and the satisfaction of giving. I am the eyes, ears, hands, and heart of God expressing to the world. I honor my abilities and use them to do sacred work. At the end of the day, I say thank you for all the blessings, challenges, and learning experiences. You have been trustworthy. I will put you in charge of many things, from Matthew 25:23.
Here I am, a vessel to be used. Whatever Spirit needs of me, I will be, I will be, I will be. Here I stand. My heart is here to serve. Wherever love is leading me, I will go, I will go, I will go. Whatever Spirit needs of me, I will be, I will be, I will be.
So we allow those words to land deeply in our hearts. A willingness to receive and to follow. We open up our hearts and our minds. We make fertile ground in this place of stillness, of silence. Communing with the One allows us to receive. And so we move into that sacred silence. The nice deep breath, letting go of whatever may stand in the way of receiving your good, receiving what is yours to do. Let us rest in the silence now. So as we begin to move about our day, we remain connected to this sacred silence, the place within us where we receive our guidance and determine the use of our gifts. And so we thank you, God, for the continued presence and the light upon our path. And so it is.
Here I stand, my heart is here to serve, wherever love is leading me, I will go, I will go, I will go. Whatever spirit needs of me, I will be, I will be, I will be. Got a special treat here from Daniel Nahmad. My body, my soul are part of a perfect whole. My heart and my hand are serving a sacred plan. I know that it's true when all that I am comes down to you. I know that it's true. I know that I can rely on you. All that I am, all that I am, all that I am, God, I give to you. All that I am, all that I am, all that I am, God, I give to you. My thoughts and my mind belong to eternal time. My words and my song, you're writing them all along. I know that it's true when all that I am comes down to you. I know that it's true. I know that I do abide in you. All that I am, all that I am, all that I am, God, I give to you. All that I am, all
Fabulous, fabulous. Thank you. Yes? Yeah, I know. Just want to keep on clapping. Daniel will be proud. You should play his song when he's here. It's going to be such a fabulous opportunity. Pazipalooza has not come to the West Coast. And we said, hey, come on. So they said, okay, Unity of Walnut Creek it is. So Daniel Nahmod, Faith Rivera, and Sue K. Riley, that's going to be great fun. You can get your tickets today for that. Yeah, I know, right? We have so much going on. It's crazy. Just wander around the patio afterwards, and you're just going to, it's like a carnival out there.
I'm just going to jump up and say, I've seen them in Florida, I've seen them on the East Coast. They are the best.
All right, let's get on with it, shall we? So when I was little, one of the exciting things that we did around Thanksgiving time was we went from Chicago to Indiana, Fort Wayne, Indiana. That doesn't sound super exciting at the surface, but let me tell you more. My great aunt Leola would host us for Thanksgiving, and it would, my sisters and my parents and I would drive there, and then aunts and uncles and cousins and grandparents and my great-grandfather, the whole tribe would be there. And Aunt Leola cooked the whole meal. Well, from the time that I, was told it was Thanksgiving time again, until we drove the 3 hours, plus the stops, plus ate the dinner and had the socializing before, I waited the whole time for Aunt Leola's pumpkin pie. That's all I could think about, because it was the best. It was out of this world. And when I went to visit her when she was 100, maybe she was 101 by then, every Saturday she baked a pie, because she loved to cook and to bake. So I don't know about you, but when I'm 100 or 101, I want to be doing what I love. How about you? Isn't that amazing? And so it is that which we love that is just in us, that's just in our cells. It's in we breathe it. We feel it and we breathe it. And sometimes it's the things that we love that we don't even realize, we don't even think about it because it's just so natural for us to do it. You know how that is? Like people will say, oh, you're so good at that, or something like that, or you'll say you'll admire that in someone else, and it's like, but it's so natural to them because it's what they love. And it's love made visible when we do the things that we really love, People can see that and admire that and feel that, and it's tangible and it's inspiring. I mean, I remember when I was in the Silent Unity Prayer Vigil Chapel, just kept praying about what is my ministry. And then, out of the blue comes this, out of the blue, through Spirit, that's what that means. Little spiritual translation for you there. What came to me was to lead bike rides around the world. And I literally spun around. I'd been praying for what was my ministry, and that seemed really how could that be a ministry? And I didn't end up really one bike ride, I think, but I ended up then launching Unity Rising and taking people on spiritual trips around the world and doing retreats and that kind of thing. So I would have never thought of that, though, by my own mind, By the limitation of the human mind, I wouldn't have thought of that. But of course, it was by my own mind and my own heart that I connected with the divine intelligence of the universe, and that just dropped in. And that's how it works. That's how it happens. It's a birthing process, right? It's a birthing process of conception to carrying to birthing. all the way through. Those things that we love sometimes come that way, and sometimes we don't even know. It's just something we do. Like Aunt Leola, I don't think she thought about divine ideas or sitting in prayer or any of that. I think she just baked pies because she loved to. That's just what she did. And so sometimes it's that simple. It's that hearty kind of simple, way of being that is also what we are made to do, what we are built to do, to make God visible in the world. Imagine before time, when we look at the story of Genesis, of how things were created, and that story of, that God was moving across the face of the deep. And it was one energy, it was one principle. So like a fish in water, how could it possibly know itself if it didn't have yet form? If it's all just one spirit, one love, one essence, one intelligence. So it created us, and all of life, the birds of the sea, the fish of the air, the creepy crawling things upon the earth, and human beings, so that it could know itself. And then in the fantastic way in which creation has been made, we then perpetuate more of spirit, shape and form spirit in the world by what it is that we create and the ways that we serve and work. So humbling, really, and so powerful and so amazing what we choose to do, the ways that we choose to allow God to be made visible in the world through us. It's a sacred privilege. You know, some people say work is a necessity, you know, just something to collect a paycheck so that you can feed yourself and your family. And while that's really important and valuable and essential, it's just the very top of the tip of the iceberg, isn't it? Because it's really a sacred privilege. It's a sacred privilege to serve, to shape, to form, to give way to spirit into the world. Marge Piercy is a poet that wrote To Be of Use, that has been read, I don't know for how many decades, in how many different scenarios, and I'd love to share it with you now. It's got several stanzas, so you might want to just close your eyes and really take it in. The people I love best jump into work head first, without dallying in the shallows, and swim off with sure strokes almost out of sight. They seem to become natives of that element, the black, sleek heads of seals, bouncing like half-submerged balls. I love people who harness themselves, an ox, to a heavy cart, who pull like water buffalo with massive patience, who strain in the mud and the muck to move things forward, who do what has to be done again and again. I want to be with people who submerge in the task, who go into the fields to harvest and work in a row and pass the bags along, who are not parlor generals and field deserters, but move in a common rhythm when the food must come in or the fire be put out. The work of the world is common as mud. Botched, it smears the hands and crumbles to dust. But the thing worth doing, well done, has a shape that satisfies, clean and evident. Greek amphoras for wine or oil, Hopi vases that held corn, are put in museums. But you know they were made to be used. The pitcher cries for water to carry, and a person for work that is real. Yeah. The pitcher cries for water to carry, and spirit cries for you to be its hands and its feet, its heart and its eyes, its ears in the world. To give all that you have to the world so that God can know itself and be made visible. That's what we're really talking about when we talk about heaven on earth, manifesting heaven on earth. It's being the channel for the source. In a way, we all have the same job. We're all channels to the source, for the source. You know, and then in the many, many different diverse ways that we do that, you think about, just to begin to think about how we use our hands to grow food and then to shape the thing that holds the food, that brings it to the table, and then it's somebody made the table. You get going, and it goes on forever and ever. Or those of you who use your hearts and your minds for things that maybe feel a little bit less tangible, to help somebody who has a grieving heart, or to heal a body as a doctor or a nurse might do, or to help somebody move through in their spiritual growth, or to educate a young mind like a teacher will do. Or to take your hands and to work with spirit in the co-creative process of creating art and beauty. To use your hands, to let your hands be used to be the painter or the one who writes or the one who dances, to use your body. All these things that we do. And if you are somebody who works in those areas where it's a little bit less tangible and it's more of a service that you provide rather than the creation of some kind of product, then you probably will find great satisfaction in the more simple tasks that you do, At least I know that's true for me. And back in the Midwest, back there we used to mow our lawns and water our lawns. I think we still do, because it's not quite as severe of a drought, or it hasn't really hit in that area. And for me, it was like one of the most satisfying things to do on the weekend was to mow the lawn, or maybe weed some too, on a hot day, and then just sit on the porch with a cool drink and like survey my work. Anybody ever have that satisfying experience? Like, yep, it's done, it's wrapped up, and it's like, feels really good. So for some of us, those kinds of tasks may be important to sort of balance that feeling of completion, of accomplishment. And for others who work with their hands all the time, to begin to tap that creative energy that comes through, and to really consciously recognize that what we do is not just a task or a list of tasks or a to-do list, but it's infused with a sense of sacredness, a sense of aliveness, a privilege to be the one who gets to be the channel for this particular work, for this particular project, for this particular thing. David White, the poet, said, "Work is a place where self meets the world." And self, like the big S self, the higher power within us. It's that self that moves through us. And in that place where it meets the world is where it starts to become that tangible gift, that form of life that we're offering. And so for you, you may be, I don't know, we're all in different places and at different times, even in the context of the same job or the same form of service. There's an opportunity to create and recreate ourselves, and create and reshape our world, to discover and shape ourselves as we discover and shape the world. And so what is it for you? What is it in your life that is, sort of knocking at the door of your heart that wants to be created? What's next? What's new? What's becoming through you? To consider that and to feel that energy, to begin to tap that energy, maybe you just sit with it and it'll come. Or, I've been on a writing retreat the last week, so I've really come back around to the love of journaling and allowing just whatever spirit wants to say to flow onto the paper. And then, I've got something there I can hold and I can read and I can see. So it's like that allowing for the prayer to come out of you, so that you can see what's next for you. To tap that place where that altered place, that altered realm, that heavenly realm is accessible to us. And it is accessible to us every moment, every breath, every pause. Tomorrow is Labor Day, and so today we're celebrating our labors in a way. But it's meant to be a day of rest. It's meant to be a day of pause. And if we put those pauses, those rests, those times of prayers into our days, what a difference it makes in what we create, because then we are constantly attuning to our Creator and in the co-creative flow, rather than doing it by our own hands. We had a saying at Silent Unity, and that we had up on it wasn't a saying, it was a scripture, but it is through not I, but the Christ within that does the work. It is not I, but the Christ within. And it was a great reminder over and over again, not to get caught up in the ego or the thought process of this is me and mine to do, and within the limitations of what I consider myself as a human being, but it is mine to tap that passion, that spirit, that creativity. So you might be in a place in your life where you're thinking, what's next? Or you want to infuse something that you're doing. And so to go back for a moment to that metaphor of the process of the creation of life is really helpful. To think about how, as we open ourselves, as we become receptive, as we open our hearts and our minds in prayer and meditation, you might open your body up in yoga or Tai Chi or Qigong or something like this. And so as you open more, you open that space for receptivity. You open that space for divine ideas. You create fertile soil for the seed of divinity to come in, the idea to come in and to be planted there. And then once it's planted there, it's kind of like something you want to keep close to your heart, There's a time to share and there's a time not quite yet. When my sister was pregnant, she would wait until after the first trimester to start telling people, because she had a couple miscarriages, and it got really painful because people would ask all the time. So she just said, I'm waiting. I'm waiting until I'm showing. And so you can wait till you begin to want to show, to want to put out in the world, to be more ready. And in the meantime, you carry that in you. You carry that thing that wants to be, if you will, birthed through you, that idea that wants to be made manifest through you, that wants to become visible through you. But for now, it's gestating, it's developing, it's sitting, you're feeling into it, you're connecting with it. So my roommate Alice is a surrogate parent, and she just had her baby this week. Had the baby, not her baby. She had a baby for this German couple, and it is theirs biologically and legally. It is an amazing thing to watch. I mean, to give the gift of life like that, and to be able to take that on, and to open yourself to conceive of that, and to carry and then nourish that life, and all the while knowing you are giving this away as a gift. They named the baby Theodore, which theos means God. And it just is so right that this great gift of life was given and carried out of just the gift to give to somebody who wanted to have a child and couldn't. And so these young parents traveled across the sea from Germany to be in the delivery room. And once she had the baby, it was handed over to the mother, and the mother became the mother. And so to watch, though, that process, and Alice was amazing through the process. I mean, strong, but yet so concerned, really careful about her body and what she ate and how she took care of that baby. And we would feel the baby moving, and it was just kind of a, wow, how's this going to be for Grace? And how is it for us, to have this life growing here that's going to be gifted? So what a just beautiful thing to watch. And then the delivery came. The time of delivery came this week, actually. So I'm busy writing, and Brenly was creating things for her new work and logos and sending them to me, and the website, and then Alice goes into labor. It was like, wow, so much creativity going on here. And Alice went into labor after working a 12-hour shift in a hospital in Sacramento, drove home, slept a few hours, knocked on Brenly's door and said, hey, I'm going to drive myself to the hospital now, it's time. And I mean, she's really made it look easy. So I don't know, if any of you are thinking about having a child, I got somebody you can talk to. And sometimes it is easy. It doesn't always have to be painful. It doesn't always have to be laborious, the things that we're bringing into the world. And sometimes it is. Sometimes there will be big challenges, because anything worth doing, sometimes has that big challenge to it, some level of giving over of ourselves to something greater. And so a willingness then to move through the stages and to go to that place of the labor, to bring forth this baby, this child, this creation, this form, this service, whatever it is that you're called to. The passion that's living in you, that's breathing you, that's moving through you, that's pumping through your veins, wants nothing more than to be known in the world. Sometimes it's a rekindling of an old dream, The lizard in animal medicine, Native American medicine, is the rekindler of dreams. And before we moved here, Brenly and I lived on a nature reserve that was University of California Nature Reserve in San Ynez Valley. 6,000 acres, that was our backyard. It was fabulous. And just to go out and just, walk forever, just walk. And one summer day I was out walking, and it was pretty much the height of the drought. And along comes this lizard, pretty good sized one, and just sits in the middle of the path. Like, hey, I got something for you. It's like really interesting. And so I went up to it, and I was just looking at it, and I was drinking some water. And I thought, wow, he's probably really thirsty. No water anywhere, really, for quite a ways away from him. So I just gave him a little drop, and he sort of seemed to react to it, and he didn't run away. So then I got a little bit closer, and I gave him another little drop. And he seemed really happy to have it. And then the most amazing thing happened. He just opened his mouth wide like a baby bird, and I just gave him a long drink. It was just so beautiful. And then he just, sort of did his lizard thing off into the grass, and it sort of waved behind him. And I was left just standing there going, wow. Wow, did that just happen? But what a gift, what a moment to be present in the moment to what is on our path, literally. That's the way we want to move about the earth, isn't it? To be, if we get so stuck in our to-do list and the things we have to do and the outcomes we have and what's next and where we miss it all. And so it is these rests, these pauses, these times of opening is when the inspiration really comes, the clarity comes. So the rekindler of dreams, there he is in the pathway. And I've been thinking about the fact that I was ready to be back in a spiritual community, serving one community, in one larger community. And so really, in a way, I could say thank you, Lizard, for sending me here. Little messenger of God. So there's always a gift available to us, and a zillion gifts of our own that have yet to be discovered. You can be 100 years old or 120, and there's still more, and there's still more. There's still more wanting to be known through us, wanting to be given and served through us, offered, and then in so doing, received, right? As we give, we know we always receive, if we're doing what it is that we are meant to be doing. Otherwise, it feels burdensome and heavy and not so fun. And there may be those times in something worth doing, because there are times of grit that we need to move through to get to what it is that we're birthing in the world, what it is we're midwifing into the world. And it's ourselves, really, too. And that's what David White is talking about when he's talking about the self meeting the world. The definition of work is it's also ourselves that we're shaping and discovering. As we give of our gifts, we're shaping and discovering ourselves. We're finding what we ourselves are capable of, and more, it turns out. The more we step in, the more we step up, the more we open up, the more we see there's more and more of God that wants to be known through us. And so it becomes this stream of power and creativity and fluidity and flow and joy and excitement when we're aligned with that. And it's ever so humbling. And that opens us even further. So it is this journey and this path that is a joy when we are on this trajectory of God's will to know itself through us as the channels of the source. Teresa of Avila, one of my favorite mystics, says, Christ has no body on earth but yours. There is no body for Christ anymore. It's yours. It's your hands. It's your eyes that look out upon the world and see with compassion. It's your hands that reach out and heal in whatever ways are yours to reach out and heal. Sometimes it's just a hug or a touch on somebody's hand or a look into somebody's eyes that is the service that is needed or wanted. And so to be in those places at the right time, just all it takes is us being open and present, ready to receive at any time, to carry that gift and that idea with us, to nourish it, to water it with patience and commitment so that it can come forth and be all that it's meant to be. And the best of things is that we don't really get to see in advance what it's going to look like. I say that's the best. It's frustrating sometimes, right? Because we want to see the whole picture. We want to see the outcome. We want to see it revealed. We want to know where we're going. We want steps A, B, and C. At least most of our egoic selves want that kind of control over the process. But that's not the way it works. Bad news, the bad news, good news is it's not the way it works. Because if we were to see, I think a lot of us would go, oh, not me, I don't think so. It's like, when Moses was told to go tell the Israelites, and he's like, I mumble, not me, I'm not the mouthpiece, I'm not the orator, So it's hard for us to see the whole picture, and that's why we don't. There's some sense, reasonability behind the mystery. So we see what we see, and then we move ahead, and we see what we see, and we move ahead, and that is that creative shaping discovery process. It's the greatest of moments of human existence, David White says, when what we do, we know is right for ourselves, is also good for the world. When those two things line up, that I know that what I'm doing is good for me and it's good for the world. I mean, those are the best of moments, right? And sometimes we get one and we don't get the other, but it's those moments when they come together, that's the magic. That's the magic moment that we want. That's the feeling and the knowing that we want. And it will indeed come. It had to have come for Alice at the moment that, she birthed this baby into the world, and then this German couple who she's become friends with over time, got to the joy. I mean, I saw a picture right afterwards, and I tell you, I haven't seen joy like that and, just framed. It was just pure, unadulterated joy. And that's what it's like when you bring your gifts into the world and allow them to be manifested, allow God to be made visible through you. So wherever you might be feeling a little bit held back or a little resistance or a little uncertainty or trying to move away from, I want to encourage you instead to relax into, to breathe, to step forward, to move out. Because you're needed. Christ has no body but yours in the world. You're being called. And it's never too late. Aunt Leola was 100. So I want to close out with the Indian writer Tagore. This may be a known one to you. He says, I slept and dreamt that the world was joy. I awoke and realized that life is service. I acted, and behold, life is joy. And service is joy. So this week, let's think of Alice, if you will, of the ease in which you create and also the joy in which we serve. And let's know this together in our affirmation as we close out today. I create with ease. I serve with joy. Let's say that together one more time. Create with ease. I serve in joy. So it is.
Thank you, Tyler. Thank you. And thank you, Reverend Kristin. That was beautiful, because we all serve in joy. Everyone that's here is serving someone here because you're here. And you're serving Unity of Walnut Creek because you're here. So thank you. Thank you so much for being here. Our prayer chaplains are available after the service to provide personal prayer support. If you're a prayer chaplain serving today, would you please stand? So it looks like we have 3 prayer chaplains. So whether you have a joy or a concern on your heart today, look for one of our prayer chaplains and experience that powerful opportunity to have your intentions raised up in consciousness. Now it's time for our prosperity celebration. We know in truth there is no lack and there is no limitation, because abundance is already our true nature. For your convenience, there are a variety of ways that you can give to Unity of Walnut Creek. For credit cards donations, use PushPay on your smartphone, and the number's right up there, or take an envelope from the clipboard in front of you in the back of the chair. For those of you at home, we don't forget about you. You can also use PushPay or click the donate button on the Watch Live page. Now I invite you to take your tithes and your love offering in your hand. And if you're sharing it with someone else, it's nice to hold their hand as we say our blessing together. Divine love, one with me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am joy-filled and grateful. Thank you for being here today.
All right, we've got a treat for you from Faith Rivera, our third singer-songwriter who's coming. Something great is happening. Love has taken hold and it won't let go of us now. Something here is calling us forward, upward motion. We're drops in one ocean. Hold on.
Will you rise up with me today? Lift up your voice and boldly say,
We are the ones we've been waiting for. Live the dream of the highest calling. Be the hope of a new day dawning. We're the ones who can make a difference. Let's stand together. Share your gifts with a world that's waiting for a change that we're all creating. It's a moment for our greatness. Let's stand together now. Ooh. Every day's a chance you can do something amazing to feel your passion blazing and shine. Paint with every vision and dance in new directions. Explode to new heights in your mind.
I will rise up with you today. Lift up my voice and boldly say,
We are the ones we've been waiting for. Live the dream of the highest calling. Be the hope of a new day dawning. We're the ones who can make a difference. Let's stand together. Share your gifts with a world that's waiting for a change that we're all creating. It's a moment for our greatness. Let's stand together now. Ooh, let's stand together. One dream, one voice, one heart, one world. One dream, one voice, one heart, one world. One dream, one voice, one heart, one world. Live the heart of joyous calling. Be the hope of a new day dawning. We're the ones who can make a difference. Let's stand together. Share your gifts with a world that's waiting for a change that we're all creating. It's a moment for our greatness. Let's stand together. Live the dream of your highest calling. Be the hope of a new day dawning. We're the ones who can make a difference. Let's stand together. Share your gifts with a world that's waiting for a change that we're all creating. It's a moment for our greatness. Let's stand together. Let's stand together. Let's stand together now.
Awesome. Thank you. All right. Here come the gifts. The gifts, the givers, the gifts that just keeps on coming, doesn't it? And the gifts are here. That's right. All of us. So we thank you, Spirit, for the gifts that are us and the gifts that have been given here and the prosperity and the abundance that continues to flow through our community as a divine essence that creates all that we are to become. Thank you, God. Let's bless this together. We need the next slide, John. Together, we give thanks for the ever-increasing, unceasing flow of absolute good in our lives now. So it is. Here come the other gifts. The light of God. are marching in the light of God.
We are marching in the light of God. We are marching in the light of God. We are marching, marching, we are marching, marching, we are marching in the light of God. We are marching, marching, we are marching, marching, we are marching in the light of God. Today we learned about, guys, we can share what we learned about today.
Yeah, service and hugs and spreading hugs and all that hug stuff.
Hugs.
Hugs. Hugs. Hugs it is.
And lots of affirmations on hugs.
Service as hugs. I love it. So let's all get some hugs today before we go. Let's bless our children, teachers, and youth together. Children, youth, and teachers, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the divine light within you. We invite you now to take your neighbor's hands as we close out with our prayer of protection and our peace song. Together, the light of God surrounds us. I am light. The love of God enfolds us. I am love. The power of God protects us. I am power. The presence of God watches over us. I am presence. Wherever we are, God is. I am divine.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was sent to me. With God ever present, family all are we. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me.
You are the light and the love and the service on earth. So let your light shine and have fun.